Miss Independent, that's Miss not Mrs. I'ma fuck around and make a hit of one of you bitches before they find your stinking asses in all separate ditches. It is toe tag, body bag, and who did this? Are you tripping or you walking with your eyes closed? You think I waste this beat on y'all hoes? You probably did, I can tell by your wig. Way too tight, wrong color, can you dig? No bullshit, this shit go. I done kicked off my heels, how low can you go? Twisted my hips, knowing bitches ain't shit. Miss Independent, that's Miss not Mrs. I'ma fuck around and make a hit of one of you bitches before they find your stinking asses in all separate ditches. It is toe tag, body bag, and who did this? Are you tripping or you walking with your eyes closed? You think I waste this beat on y'all hoes? You probably did, I can tell by your wig. Way too tight, wrong color, can you dig? No bullshit, this shit go. I done kicked off my heels, how low can you go? Twisted my hips, knowing bitches ain't shit. Snapping my fingers, knowing you ain't crazy, nigga. Y'all really don't want this work. Body slam with your face in the dirt. Y'all really don't want no smoke. Run into my page, thumbs down, use a joke. Y'all really don't want these problems. Snatched by your soul, semen shoes to the bottom. Yeah, you acting like you don't know what's going on, but you got the right one, bitch, you never make it home. You put yourself in a real tight spot. As we say here in Cali, you done made yourself hot. A better deal is 3 meals in a cop. Miss Indy coming for you, so fuck what you thought. I'll show up with all guns blazing. This face jumpsuit, something like Jason. When it's all said and done, body slaying. I told y'all from the beginning, Miss Indy, you ain't playing. Play me, you lose. Any damn game you choose. Bring it on. All you bitches, I'll knock your ass out by the twos. Pass the bit, fire up the gas, put on straight off the leak to make it gas on gas. I'm talking Rose Marley and my boo boo snags. That's who I listen to. Oh, and me, yes. That's it. This beat go hard, shattering all the windows, jumping in your yard. Fuck fertilizer, but the motherfucking bar. Stay cool, stay lit, shadow share. On God.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Y'all know I messed up in the very beginning, and I say it all the time. There's not one time I get up here and things go smoothly, but you know how we do? We just keep it moving. Hey, Bad and Bougie, Clout 2300, thank you for joining me. Hey, Rick, Chakra King, thank you all for coming. Listen, I'm not going to be up here long, but I'm going to say something. I was on another side of YouTube, and well, first of all, I want to say this. Queen Vani, I hope you played this video back because I did see your post regarding sexual assault and how a person could forget or if it's possible. I did leave a comment under that post. I would like to start off saying everybody is different. Every situation is different. People will handle things differently, okay? But I'm here today unexpectedly because within this conversation on the other side, um, I think someone came in on the tail end and thought that this is something that had happened recent to me. And I'm here to say no, that it was not. I don't want anything misconstrued. So I'll come up here and I want to tell my story myself for several reasons. The biggest one is you never know who's going to play this back at what time. You never know who went through, going through, or may go through. So it's very, very important for conversations like these to be had. There is no reason for shame. A lot of sexual assault victims feel shame as if we did something. You don't have to be ashamed. That person needs to be ashamed. Let me start off by saying that much, okay? I am not here for pity. I don't need all that. Miss Indy is fine. Like I said, I'm here to help somebody else. So let me just get right into it, okay? What happened to me happened in the 90s. At that point, I had 3 kids and I was living in the Bay Area. At that time, I was a runway model locally from San Francisco to LA. And this particular evening, I had been in San Francisco for a fitting, and it really wasn't that late. I remember it being, I don't know, maybe 10 or 10:30. So I left San Francisco fully dressed, and I want to stop right there because a lot of people always want to say, what did she do? What did she have on? How did she make this happen? A woman doesn't have to do anything. The bottom line is that there are just sick individuals out here. And we all need to be aware of our surroundings and everything else. So anyway, so I don't know if any of you remember um we used to wear back in the 90s. There was these sweatsuits as we used to wear, the ones that would make noise. I can't remember it was a nylon. I can't remember the exact material, but anyway, I had on those pants and a matching jacket. And back in the day, we wore Jodeci boots. For those of y'all little green behind the ears, don't know what Jodeci boots are. Those were the black, kind of like military boot. They were black and they would lace all the way up past your ankle. So that's what we was wearing back then. And that's what I was wearing that night. A jacket, matching sweatpants, and some Jodeci boots. Okay. So I left San Francisco. Hey, Nanya. Hey, darling. I left San Francisco on my way home. And there was a store, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 blocks from where I actually lived. And I wanted to get some stuff out the store, mainly a bottle of water. I wanted some water. I was just dehydrated for whatever reason. So what happened to me was I pulled up to the store, and this store was located on a main strip. And the strip I'm speaking of is in Oakland, California. This store it's set kind of catty corner on San Pablo and 34th Street. For those of you who know the Bay, you'll know exactly where I'm talking about. Just down from that old California hotel over there. Yeah, over there. So there wasn't any parking on the main street at that time. They had like cones they were getting ready to do some work. It wasn't anybody out there. It wasn't a lot of traffic. So what I did was I pulled around a corner on the side of the store and I parked my car. So I did see a person standing there across the street, basically standing against the wall of the store. I'll put it like that. I parked across the street. I saw somebody standing there. So I got out of my car and I crossed the street towards the store. This is the part where it's important to be aware of your surroundings. So anybody listening to this, I want you to listen to how slick and how quickly things happen. So as I walked across the street, this man, he walked kind of towards me. I'm still walking towards the entry to the door. And he said, "Excuse me, miss, do you have any girls? You have any kids?" As I'm walking, I said, "Yes, I do." I never stopped my motion. I never stopped walking. He says, "I'm selling some clothes. Would you like some clothes? I got some clothes for girls," is what he said. I said, "Oh, no, thank you." I went into the store. I got what I was going to get. And hey, Willie Beamer, shout out Willie Beamer and the Beam Team. So as I came out, and I want people to know I'm not bothered by this now. It bothers me to actually retell it. Obviously, this is nothing I'm living through day to day. This isn't anything I think about. Okay. So in any event, so when I came out of the store, I was walking across the sidewalk to step into the street to walk back to my car. And the same man approaches me, and he had like 4 or 5 dresses, like girl dresses, and he had them draped across his arm. And when I say draped, imagine a lady that has a full length coat and she takes it off and she drapes it over her arm. Okay. So he had these dresses like lined up from his elbow all the way past his hand. And so he's walking up to me, and I'm crossing the street telling him no. He got closer. I allowed him to get close enough to me to where he took his right hand and he slid the dresses back from his hand back towards his elbow, and he had a gun pointed at me. And what he told me was to get in his car. Now, I want to stop right there. The worst, the worst thing a person can do is to get into a car at gunpoint. They say, and I believe this now, that whatever's going to happen would have to happen right there. Don't ever get in anybody's car. I don't care what they're pointing at you. If you're standing up and free, try to get away. On the other hand, I was stunned. I remember darting my eyes around. There was nobody. When I tell you, listen, and I'm talking Oakland, there's normally all kind of beat going by, all kind of cars, the 72 that's running up and down the street 24 hours a day, double Dutch buses. You know what I'm saying? Somebody coming to get some swishers. This night, it was nothing. It was nobody but me and him, right? So I said, okay. Now I'm trying to think on my feet. I said, I'm going to get in this car, this truck. It was a truck. He was by the driver's door, told me to get in. I said, I'm going to get in, but I'm going to slide my ass all the way over and just hop out the passenger side. And I'm going to run like hell, right? This my plan. The first thing popped in my motherfucking head. In order, just don't shoot me. So I did just that. I got in the car, which was my first mistake. And the reason why it was a mistake is because when I slid over, excuse me, when I slid over, thinking I was going to slide out the other door, that door didn't open. So I was locked inside of this truck now. So he started the truck, started driving around Oakland, right? And he started saying that he knew my face. And I remember saying, please, I have kids. That's all I would say. He said, I seen you. And I said, I have kids. He said, I saw your face in my dreams. This man had just gotten out of the penitentiary. So he said, I just got out. He had been seeing me, my face, he said, in his dreams. And it was me, and he was sure about it. So while he's driving and saying this stuff, I'm noticing that he's over there by the Oakland Zoo at the bottom of 98th. You all from the 510, you know what I'm talking about. What's over there? Skyline Boulevard. Skyline Boulevard is a long, windy hill, few miles long. Beautiful homes up there. Beautiful scenery. You can see all of the Bay Area. At nighttime is beautiful. It wasn't that for me that night. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me because I got in somebody's car. So I can help somebody else. So as he's driving, he asked me my name. I told him my name and I begged him, please don't shoot me. I wasn't a person at that time that had been around guns, didn't know anything about guns. If there was a gun in my parents' house, we never knew about it. You know, we weren't that type family. We never needed one, you know. We survived without them at that time. Not just my family, my grandparents. I mean, I don't know if they had hell. If they did, ain't nobody ever talked about it, you know. All my several aunts, 8, 9 aunts, 4 uncles, you know, nobody. So I didn't know anything about weapons. So he started saying that I was going to have his kids. As crazy as this sounds, when he said that, the first thing that I thought was, I'm going to live. He can't kill me if he want me to have a kid, and that gives me time to get away. That was my thinking. I don't know why. That's what came in my head. So I asked him why he was doing it. And again, he repeated, you know, I saw you. So my next thing was, I'm going to say, I got to pee. You know, we even see it on the movies. Somebody get caught up or whatever, what they try to do. Pull over, I got to use the bathroom. So my thinking was, he pull over, I can get this license plate number. And if I survive this, I'm going to have something, even if I get a little piece of it. So he did pulled over on Skyline Boulevard. There's nothing up there but forest and a 2-lane highway. You see deer eyes peering out of the brush. It's very rural. Okay. So I get out of the truck and I thought about running. But it's not a road that's heavily traveled, and especially that time of night. I could try to run off in the bushes, but I know that's a cliff and I can't see. I didn't give a damn about what was in the bushes. It could have been lions, tigers, and bears. If I knew that I wouldn't slip off a cliff, I would have ran. I didn't. I got out the truck and I ran around to the back and I squatted down. And I was squatting towards the plate and I was beaming on it. I was just staring at it. And he was standing there with that gun. And he said, if you're trying to memorize the plate, it's stolen. What made him say that? I don't know, but it crushed me. I do know that. So thank you everybody for coming in. Hey Vonnie, I'm so glad you're here because I saw your community post and I commented and I wanted to speak on it. I mean to talk to you about it. So he said that. I'm like, you know, it's over. It's over for me. My kids ain't finna have nobody, you know, it's just over. So again, back in the truck, dummy, talking about me. And he proceeds to rape me. And at a point in this time, he actually had the weapon laid next to my head. He had took his hands off of it. And I remember looking to my right. These seats were wide. It was a truck. It was those wide seats. And it was like literally that gun was laid. I remember looking at it. It was silver. I'll never forget it. It was all silver, like chrome. And on the handle, it was like a vanilla. It had a vanilla handle, and it was like a horse standing up on two legs. And it was like engraved in the handle. I stared this gun down and I contemplated grabbing it and blowing his fucking head off, right? And what stopped me from doing that was fear. I didn't know if I can grab it. What if it had some safety? I heard guns had safeties. I didn't know at that time where it would be located. I didn't know if it had one. I knew if I grabbed it and shit went wrong, it was over. And all he would have had to done was throw me over the cliff. Right? So I'm begging, pleading. Of course, you guys know the story, blah, blah, blah. So he starts driving again. And I'm pleading with him to let me go, let me go, let me go. And he was silent, which scared me because he was just driving around silent. I felt like he was trying to find somewhere to dump me or something. So he pulls over, just out the blue, didn't say a word, just pulled over. I'm crying, pleading. He said, "Get out the car." Now I'm really, I'm like, oh my God, please, why are you doing this? I did everything you asked me to do, blah, blah. He said it more forcefully. He was still sitting in the driving seat. He said it more forcefully, told me to get out the car. And I said, I can't get out the car. He had hit a switch and it clicked and that door opened. So now I can get out the car, right? But my next thought was he gonna shoot me in my back. I said, if I get out this car, he's gonna shoot me in my back. I know he's gonna shoot me in my back. Why would he keep me alive? And he did all this stuff. He know I saw his face. He made me look at his face. Did you hear me? He made me look at him the entire time. And if I didn't, there was a price to pay. I got out of that car and I was walking backwards. And I was, remember, like shaking my head, like, please don't. I just knew he was going to shoot me. And as I got back, I'm looking at his brake lights. As I got back far enough where I felt from walking backwards, I just turned around and I took off down the hill. I just ran. I ran until I fell. I fell just like in the movies. I fell, I rolled because I was going downhill and my legs wouldn't go as fast as I wanted them to go, especially at that angle. And I got up and I kept running. I made it down the hill and there was a car. And this, mind you, it was still nighttime. I don't know. I don't remember what time it was at this point. This car pulled over and they pulled over to where I was on the passenger side when they pulled up and they stopped and I was screaming and crying and they hit the passenger window and it was a man and he leaned over and he said, "What's wrong?" And when I saw his face, I just started screaming and I ran from him too, right? So what I did, there was I don't remember how long, but there was another, it was a woman and I'll never forget her face, but I feel awful. I don't remember her name. A woman had pulled over, asked me what happened, the whole nine or whatever. She asked, I can take it to the hospital. I told her I just wanted to get to my car. I told her where my car was at, by the store. My car's still sitting there, right? So went to the car, got home. Loved on my children briefly. Didn't touch them. Loved on them visually, thanking God I could see them. I went into my bathroom. I took off everything that I had on. I shaved off every hair on my body. I scrubbed 2 layers of skin off my body, trying to get this man's sweat off me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. So yeah, I did. I scrubbed. I didn't even know I was doing it. Scrubbed the skin off my body, my everywhere. You name it. It was gone. It was red, raw, chest everywhere. I didn't tell anybody. A few days later, and I can't even tell you why I didn't tell anybody. I don't know whether I felt embarrassed. I don't know whether it was shock. I don't know whether it was something that I was trying to suppress or act like it didn't happen. Hell, I just may have been glad to be alive, to be here for my children, and to bear 2 more after that. So a few days later, I was driving around and I did see a police officer. I did report what happened, describe the man and everything right there on the sidewalk. I wanted somebody to know because by that time I was angry. I was angry about what had happened. I was in a how dare you type mood, you know. So, of course, going to the doctor, I had washed, I had more than washed everything away. Okay. I mean, when I say nothing, there was nothing. So, check this out. About, I don't know, almost a month, maybe a little less, of myself and one of my female cousins riding around Oakland. We stopped over there at the Blackberry liquor store. Those of you out there, you know that's on MacArthur and I forget, but it's right there off MacArthur over there by that overpass. So we got a car, we go in the store, right? As the Lord is my witness, when I walked in that store, that man who had did that shit to me was standing in that motherfucker. He was standing in the store. And because I wasn't expecting to obviously ever see this person again, all that shit talking, I was talking what I would gonna do and what it did and finna do and where is that motherfucker? He was in the store. Everything flashed back. When I tell you flashbacks are real, for those of you who've never experienced one, honey, they are real. Everything from that night he did to me flashed back in like 5 seconds. Everything. I turned around. He didn't see me. I saw him. And it was definitely him. So I turned around and I ran out of the store and I got back in the car. And I remember I tooted the horn just a little bit. Now, the store had glass windows. So my cousin, she came out and she said, "What's wrong?" Mind you, I had never told nobody. And I told her, I said, "That man in there," I said, "I got to go." I remember my heart was pacing. I was crying. I felt like he was going to finish me off. I felt like, I was terrified. So I'm spilling this out to her in pieces, but she got the gist to what I was saying. She was furious. She took her ass inside of the store to confront him for me. When she did that, when I saw her going back in the store, I drove off. I was scared to death. I drove to her mother's house. At the time, her mother stayed over on Plymouth. And her ass had to walk over there. I was shook completely. So I said all that to say this. No, I'm not a victim. No, I do not want pity, nor do I need pity. This was so many years ago. Vonnie, as far as your post, I did see it. And what I meant when I said that was that I do believe that an assault victim can forget about what happened. Trauma can be suppressed. Um, for me, like I say, this is something that I had forgotten about. And when I say forgotten, I don't think about it unless the topic or issue comes up. And yes, it comes back to me vividly. I do not walk around thinking about this every day. I have not thought about it in years. After it first happened, yes, I thought about it every day. I didn't trust men. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't want nobody next to me because it happened so quickly. It happened so fast. It happened so fast. And we just need to know if anybody is ever in a situation similar or in that, Lord forbid, don't ever get in anybody's car because it lowers your chances of surviving. And they say whatever is going to happen, or if they're going to, shoot you, whatever, it's best to do it on the spot. That's what the professionals say. Um, I would definitely try their way than trying mine. So I am going to drop the link. Queen Vonnie, if you wanted to come up here, you're more than welcome, darling, or anybody else. Let me go to the chat. Like I said, I am unbothered by this, so I didn't need all of the, thank you so much. But no, I'm good. I just wanted to talk about it because it is not my fault. I am not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I didn't do anything. And women and men alike, we need to understand this. This isn't something to weaponize. There's sick people out here. And we need to talk to our kids. Let them know to be aware of their surroundings. I wasn't even a kid. I was a grown ass fucking woman in my 20s. And they're still snatching women today off the streets everywhere. And it happens so quickly. So anyway, I just wanted, like I said, to come up before anything got misconstrued or anybody thought that this was something that happened recently. Am I bothered by it? Like I said, only when, if it's brought up, or if I see a movie or something of somebody's being assaulted. But no, I don't break down and start crying. I probably just won't watch that specific part of the scene, or stuff like that. Another thing I can probably say that has affected me since then, since that day, is hot showers, hot baths. When I tell you that night, that water was so hot on my body as I was scrubbing, I've never stopped taking. You don't know hot until you until you stuck your foot in Indy's tub, okay? It's just, I don't know. I guess my body's gotten used to it. So if that's some type of effect, or what they call it, PTSD thing, attached to it or whatever, I would say that that's it. But the bottom line is people have a right to walk around. And we have to know that there are people who are not in their right minds. I had never seen this man a day in my life, and I know he has never seen me. Now, what he had in his head, I don't know. But what I do know is A, I will never get in anybody's car again. And B, if I ever have the chance to blow somebody's head off now, I would do it. I was a young mother. And my thinking was, is my life more important than raising my kids? I chose to do what he said and try to survive so that I can be a mom to my kids. At this age, listen, they grown. I'm knocking back all noggins. You heard me? Hold on. Hey, Bad Bougie, I see you. Hey,
Hey, Miss
doing
Lady,
love?
how are you?
I'm doing beautifully. You look so pretty.
Thank you, thank
How
you.
you
Oh my
doing?
God, I had to pull over.
Oh my gosh, this wasn't meant to upset anybody. This is more of a
No,
survivor
it's
thing.
you
And
know what? And it is, and I think that you're so brave for telling your story.
oh,
And I can't even,
don't make me cry, bad.
I've never been sexually assaulted or anything like that. But most people know that I was a social worker for 13 years, and I worked for like 5 years on the sexual assault team.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of what you're saying is true. Once you, like, if they're gonna shoot you down, have them shoot you down in the parking lot in front of cameras and everybody.
Right.
Once you give up your control and you get in the car or you go with them. But again, just hearing you say it so eloquently, if I can't say, if I was faced with that, even all that I know, that I probably would have did the same thing as you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even, all the education and everything goes out the window when your life is in danger. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I working in a sexual assault unit, you know, I remember, like, sometimes, whenever we would get called out, also the sheriffs and stuff would get called out, and the sheriffs would be like, "Well, why'd you do this? And why'd you do that?" And I'd be like looking at them wanting to punch them in the
Right.
fucking face. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, what the fuck do you mean? If you're faced with life and death, you don't have time to think things out and react. You in survival mode,
And I
And
was gonna say
so
that. Right. Right. And to
so
feel
even
like
though
it was
you may have been educated, even though you may have taken self-defense, even though you know you're not supposed to get in the car, go with them or whatever, whatever, but when you're in survival mode, you're going to do whatever you can to survive.
right.
So I just want to, and I didn't mean to cry, but y'all know I get
Don't
teased.
start me up, girl. Because you
I'm
know
the
what?
biggest
I
crybaby on YouTube streets. Okay, everybody already knows that.
I
But
mean,
I just want
I
to.
want other people, and they're probably sexual assault victims, in the chat. Listen, it's okay. You've done nothing wrong, and it's okay. And there is life after this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody handle it differently. Some people may need to go and have counseling of some sort. Maybe I should have. That's not
Yeah.
something that I did. I stayed focused on being a mom. That's what kept my drive. That was my drive to survive from the
And
beginning.
whatever your survival is, that's okay. The road is
Right.
not every, you know what I'm saying? One person may need counseling, one person may need this, one person may need that. So just, your road was your road, and your path to, healing, survival, and all that is yours. But
Mhm.
I just applaud you so much for sharing your story. I don't know what made you share it, or how, I haven't seen you in a long
Well,
time,
I was talking
but
about
I'm just happy
I
you
had
did.
briefly mentioned it somewhere else, and I think someone came in on the end of it and thought it was something recent, and it was all kind of prayer hands and stuff. And
Oh,
so, but
okay.
you know what? This is also a topic that I had discussed. I mean, it's not like nobody from YouTube knows. I mean, I've talked to people about it, and actually had wanted to do a live probably about a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago, about this. What happened to me. I just never got around to doing it. So, like I said, I'm not ashamed. And this is more of an educational thing for me. It was
Yeah, and
something
you know
I was
what? And
able
it
to.
makes me, it makes me, and I'm sure all the people that are listening and all the people that will listen in the future, because you don't know a year down the line or 6 months down the line, a month down the line, a week down the line, who else you're helping by doing this. So,
Right, right, right.
even though You know what I'm saying? I'm actually coming home from a bar from the game. My husband, he rode his motorcycle, so I'm following him in the car, and I actually had
Okay.
to pull the fuck over
Oh,
because I it reached me. So I'm just saying it to say if it reached me, then it reached other people. You know what I'm saying? And so
that's
you
what I
don't
wanted.
know how many people, thousands of people. It may only be 20 something or 30 something. I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't even look how many is in the chat, but however many, you don't know how many people are going to see this and how many people is going to help. So I just want to applaud you, and I just want to say that I commend you. Like, I can't do nothing but show much respect to you for sharing your story. And I don't want to take up your live or your time or whatever, but I just wanted to say that I know that you're helping people. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank you
so
so very much. And like I said, that was my only intent. I don't want people who've been through anything similar or the same thing to feel ashamed because you did something, or did I have, what did I have on? Did I look a certain way? Listen, people are just crazy, and once they'll put something in their head and run with it. I was fully dressed fully dressed. So it doesn't matter, like I said, and be aware of our surroundings, and please don't ever get in anybody's car. Thank you for coming up, Bad and Bougie. Okay, well, I'm gonna close out. That's really all I popped up here to say. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and spent time with your loved ones, or just spend time by your damn self with your TV remote. I can feel that too. So, um, I know I've been kind of off on my other content. I'm gonna try to get back on that as soon as I can. It's just been hectic and busy, a lot of stuff going on, just like you guys. So. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you guys again the next time I'm here. Hopefully, it'll be soon. All right, y'all. I'll see you around on these YouTube streets. And don't be putting up no prayer hands, Miss Indy. Please, please. Don't be acting like I'm dead around here. It's all good. I just wanted to tell the story for somebody. Okay? If I was a bitch yesterday, let me be a bitch today. No, I'm just playing. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye.